What's up, y'all? It's your girl Malika coming to y'all with a quick video. What's up, y'all? So, I'm sure y'all read the title by now and y'all understand where I'm pretty much going with it in this video right here. And yeah, I did say I don't believe that the FBI and Mexico is taking this case serious. I don't. I really don't. And I'm going to tell you guys why I don't believe that they are taking it serious. And I do not mind you guys correcting me in the comments or shooting me an email. Just do not be disrespectful. But I don't mind you guys disagreeing. And me, myself, personally, I like to operate off faith and hope. So, yes, I do have faith and I do have hope that at some point God will show up and show out. I do have faith and I do got hope that Shanquella just may get her justice before the end of my lifetime. When, I don't know. But I do have some faith and some hope that I will see justice. But at the same time, I think that in order for us to get to that, we have to call out the wolves in sheep clothing because it is a bunch of them out there. And I believe that they are trying to silence us so that we don't continue her name and continue spreading information like they want this case to go cold. I do not see the FBI and the Mexico authorities taking this case serious. Like I just don't see that. And like I said, forgive me if I'm wrong, but that's just the way I feel. Okay. And like I said, I'm gonna tell you guys why I feel this way. All right. So if we take a quick look, I put up this website that I found just to kind of give us like a little background insight as to this whole extradition process. And I know it have been explained many times, and I have seen plenty of people speaking like, everything takes time. It all takes time. Just be patient and just wait. And we've seen this before. Like I've been a part of the justice warrior groups for a long time. And I've seen this before where they want to really make you just have patience, think that, everything is going to be out, everything is going to be exposed. And in cases in just going cold or swept under the rug, or they chop it up as an accidental death, or they cover up some stuff. Like we didn't seen it one too many times. And me, myself personally, like I'm tired of it. So anyway, let's just read this. How does the extradition process work? Extradition practice varies greatly depending on the country involved. Okay, so we have the United States and Mexico, who I'm sure have done plenty. I mean, who have a foreign relationship where they have done plenty of extradition type of processes. Okay, because a lot of crimes happen here and people go to Mexico. Okay, to get away, and it have happened over time for years. And a lot of people commit crimes in Mexico and run over here to the US. Okay. So basically, they have this great relationship. So, depending on the countries involved, typically extradition is compromise of a judicial and executive phase after a person has been located and arrested in the requested country. So a person has to be located and arrested in the requested country. In this case, right here, United States is the requested country. Mexico is the requesting country. Okay, so this is the first phase. This is the first phase towards the extradition process. This is the first phase towards getting Shanquella justice. Is the warrant goes out. Once the warrant goes out, the person has to be located and arrested in the requested country. So the FBI, once the warrant goes out from Mexico, the FBI, our federal government here, will locate and arrest the individual. Okay. And so that is the first phase. And that is what really sparked my interest, you guys, because at this point, nobody has been arrested. So we haven't even began, technically, we have not even began the extradition process, um, except for the fact that a warrant went out. A person, the case was looked at as homicide and actual warrant went out for one of the Cabo Six members. So that's all we know. But we have not officially went into the extradition process because the beginning of the first phase is that a person has to be located and arrested in the requesting country. And according to her family, according to her sister, according to even if you search the Interpol, nothing comes up. According to our studies, our information and research, there has not been an arrest made. And so, yes, the FBI move in silence when it comes to piecing together information, but when there is an arrest, when there is an indictment, when they coming to get you, that's normal, especially when it's a high profile case. That's normally publicized all over the world. Like that is mainstream media, mainstream information, breaking news story, like period. Okay, and so as of today, there has been nobody located and arrested in our country. Okay, and so this is phase one. This is the first phase before we move into the actual executive, which is the final stage of the extradition process or the extradition request. Okay, but during this phase, a court will determine whether the extradition process meets the requirements of the applicable extradition treaty and the law of the requested country. So once the person is located and arrested in the requesting country, then in this phase as well will be the court will determine whether the extradition request meets the requirements of the applicable extradition treaty and the law of the requested country. So they have to determine whether or not um, everything equals up. If once everything aligns and all the requirements are met, then a judge will determine whether or not that person may be extradited. Okay. So it has to go through court proceedings, which is the process that may take forever. That takes a while. But once the warrant goes out, it does not say that it, can take several years or several months for the person to be arrested. Once the warrant goes out for femicide, homicide, or anything like that, the wanted person is to be located and arrested in the requested country, and that have yet to happen, which is why I said the FBI and the Mexico authorities is not taking this case serious at all, because they haven't even begun the extradition process according to the Justice Government website, the DOJ website. They have not even began the extradition process. And people are saying, yeah, well, the extradition process takes a while. They haven't even begun it. Because to begin with the extradition process, you have to have someone located and arrested in the requested country, and then a court proceedings will happen. Okay? If the authority rules that the person may be extradited, the case enters into okay, so if they determine that the person is to be extradited, the case enters into an executive phase in which an executive authority of the government of the requested country, usually a prime minister, minister of justice, a minister of foreign affairs for the United States, the appropriate the appropriate authority is the Secretary of State. Executive authority is the Secretary of State. That person will determine the requested country, if the requested country will surrender the wanted person into extradition. Okay, so our Secretary of State, will make the final decision as to whether we surrender the person over to the country that's requesting a person. So yeah, the court proceedings may take some time, because the court proceedings has to go through a foreign entity, foreign affairs, a foreign government. who is actually looking over everything and makes the final decision to surrender that person or not. Depending on the country involved, both of the judicial ruling and the executive decision to surrender the wanted person may be subject to multiple levels of appeal. This is another reason why it may take some time, because they can appeal it. Our government can actually appeal it. They can actually appeal it because it is a request to extradite that person. They already sent a warrant out, so that person should be in custody. And so now they're going to court to decide whether to surrender that person over or to appeal the court's decision to surrender that person over. Okay, so because that person it goes through multiple levels of appeal, this may take some time to complete the extradition process. Not begin it, y'all, to complete it. And so many people is saying that, I don't want you, and I'm saying this because I don't want you guys confused over, us having patience and, people that's kind of putting their foot on their neck and saying, look, I know that guys can go ahead and issue out an arrest. What's taking you guys so long to issue out an arrest when it's been a warrant being put out? This person should not be able to enjoy Christmas. None of them should, really, in my book. I feel like Mexico dropped the ball from the very beginning, so they should be trying to go back and slam dunk it and put out arrest warrants for everybody. And I'm pretty sure they can get tampering with a corpse, video in a crime. I'm pretty sure they can think of some charges for the remainder Cabo 6 or 5. But for them to only put out an arrest warrant for one person, they are a joke to me. For them to not proceed for the FBI and not really be on the FBI next, and for the FBI not to go and locate and arrest this person, they are a joke to me. They're not taking this case serious at all. Because this is the thing y'all have to understand. If the Cabo 6 goes down, it's going to be some high level people in Mexico going down as well. And they not going to be able to save them. So what do? Because, our police force, our police authorities, they cover this stuff up. The doctors was paid off. EMT was told to go their own way. Everybody turned their backs and tried to sweep this whole death under the rug. So y'all got to understand, if the Cabo 6 go down, it's going to be some high power people in Mexico going down as well. And this is my theory as to why no arrest has been made yet and why I feel like they are a joke. Okay, so like I said, after it goes through phase 1, it goes through phase 2. And the person is to be surrendered over to the country, or it goes through multiple levels of appeal, and they will appeal it. And sometimes they would appeal it because they have their own case. They build their own case here. Sometimes they appeal it because they feel like the person should be charged here. But why would they appeal it if the crime happened there in Mexico? So are they working out some type of arrangement, some type of deal behind the scenes? Like, why would they appeal it? This person should be right now in FBI's custody, waiting for the extradition process of phase 2, which is to go in front of the court and the Secretary of State to make the decision of whether or not to release them over to Mexico. But we have still yet to see arrest. I'm gonna keep stressing that point out because y'all have to understand, when the family dropped that bomb and really confirmed for everybody, like, no, there has not been no arrest. Like, all of a sudden YouTube got quiet. I'm not understanding why. A lot of you guys was reporting what y'all was hearing. Y'all was reporting hearsay, and y'all don't know who these people are. If they just coming out here throwing stuff out to kind of like silence the crowd a little bit, kind of like pipe down all the noise that's going out. And but Shanquella is not going to receive her justice if we don't even see them making a move towards phase 1 and even beginning the process. Like I said, I can't be wrong, y'all, but this is what I take from reading this information, from reading this article. And it don't even say that they began to even start the process, the extradition process. Only thing that they threw at us was, okay, we got a warrant out, we got an arrest warrant out. Why isn't she in custody? Why isn't nobody in custody? Okay, again, going to the final steps. The final steps can take some time because it's court proceedings that have to happen before they actually hand the person over to Mexico. So that is what takes time, not to arrest her. And I know it's some people that said, yeah, well, I heard that she can only be in custody in a fair custody for 48 hours, for 78 hours. No, that's not true. She can be held in custody, in FBI custody, until the court proceedings come for them to go through the executive phase. Okay, and so I'm gonna read down here a little bit about how long would it take to extradite the wanted person, because a lot of people, I feel like, had taken this small paragraph and they really decided, oh, okay, well, it's going to be a long process. It's going to be, months and years to complete. Let me read this. Extradition of a person located abroad may take many months or even years to complete. Remember, there's two phases. It can take months or several years to complete, which means for her to actually be handed over and surrendered to Mexico and doing her time in Mexico. That may take many years for us to actually see that day. However, for her to be sitting in the FBI's chamber, awaiting to be extradited, we should have seen right away. We should have seen right away. Or what are we waiting for them to begin the extradition process? Because a lot of us believe that they began it when they put that warrant out. No, it was the warrant to extradite. The extradite process have not happened, and it will not begin until she is, and we all seen it from above, until she is located and arrested in the requested country. Okay. So anyway, it takes several years to complete. The United States work with foreign authorities to locate wanted person. Here it goes again. Here it goes again. The United States work with the foreign authorities to locate the wanted person. Here it goes again, you guys. It's telling us in both paragraphs. It's telling us twice that the foreign authorities in the United States have to locate the wanted person. And I'm pretty sure she's not Osama bin Laden. I'm pretty sure it's not hard to locate Dejanay or whoever this person is that they feel is responsible for Shanquella's death, which I believe is Dejanay. Of course we believe that because that's who we actually see during the attack. Okay. But anyway, they would have to locate this person and then they have to arrest this person. Okay? Because once they locate this person, well, first, it kind of go hand in hand. They issue out a warrant, they locate the person. Warrant goes out, and the requesting country work with the requested country in locating that person and arresting that person. Everything goes through Interpol. The foreign authorities take it from there. They take it from there. And they decide whether or not there's legal grounds to extradite that person over to the requesting country. Okay? But anyway, let me continue reading. However, the extradition case is handled by the foreign authorities of the foreign court. So, and like I just said, once they get together and they put out the warrant, they arrest and detain the person and hold the person. After that, they let go of the situation. Their hands are no longer on the situation. Now the foreign authorities and the foreign courts will establish court dates to proceed with the extradition process. Okay, and go into its final stage. Once the extradition request is submitted to the foreign government, the United States has no control over the pace of the proceedings. So they have no control over how long it takes. The United States no longer has control over how long it takes. So this is when we're talking months and years. Because once the person is requested to be extradited to the other country, and this person is not supposed to just be running free and living a life if they are charged with a femicide or a homicide. They are supposed to be arrested until said court date, which can take some time. And so then we can be patient and we can sit back and we can say, okay, Shanquella is on the way to get her justice because this person have been arrested and they're waiting to be for court proceedings to be extradited back to Mexico. Okay, but we again have yet to go into phase one. Even if there are no immediate legal impediments to extradition, it may take many months or even many years for the extradition request to be heard by the courts. So she could actually be sitting in federal prison for many years before even going in front of the foreign courts. So she's not supposed to be running rampant. She's an accused, and she's accused of femicide in another country. So she's not supposed to just be living her life. And there's a warrant out for her arrest. So again, why haven't the FBI arrested her? And until I actually see some type of arrest papers, until I see a mugshot from the U.S. government mugshot, you can pull up a lot of people that was arrested by the feds, good mugshots. Why you can't pull up hers? Until her information is in the system showing that she was actually arrested or detained, until we get some media coverage or some type of clips, because I know people have been on the lookout, especially in the beginning, once that warrant went out. Okay, until we have, and we got some actually proof that we can look at, I'm not gonna believe, or her parents and her family even say, yeah, we was told that they had her in custody. Because that wouldn't be a secret. The FBI, like I said, once they build their own case against you, yes, maybe it might be a secret, but it wasn't a secret that the warrant went out, and it won't be a secret when she get arrested because of the warrant. Her being arrested by our federal government is not saying that our federal government indicted her or had have a case against her, her or whoever the person may be, whoever they feel the aggressor is. It's not saying that our federal government built a case against this person. All it's saying is that this person has a warrant and we have to detain and we have to hold this person. Not detain. Let me stop using that word. We have to arrest this person. And excuse me for using that word in the very beginning, because I'm using that word because a lot of people were saying, oh, she wasn't arrested. She was detained. And they used that to try to make us believe that the story about her being arrested wasn't misinformation or a lie. And it was. That's exactly what it was. And a lot of us bloggers took it and ran with it without really fact checking. And so it was not true. Nobody has been arrested even as of today. And so for that, I say they are all full of it. They are all full of it. Okay, so yes, the process, does take months and maybe even years to actually complete, for them to actually hand over and surrender somebody from our country to another country. Yes, that may take some time. However, in order to begin the extradition process, the person must be located and arrested. So we could move forward towards extradition, court proceedings, and then having them surrendered to Mexico. Okay, so I just wanted to really point that out, because to me, you guys, like, it's okay, to say, well, we need to have patience and we need to, trust God, and we need to have faith, and that's fine. But at the same time, we need to be mindful of the games that a lot of people play in these higher up positions. And we need to be mindful of the fact that nobody has been arrested. And that's not how things work. According to the DOJ website, that is not how things work. So that really stands out to me. It's kind of like they want to let this just go silent, and in hopes that people would just stop pushing for the extradition, in hopes that people would stop pushing for the process to work, just kind of let it run its course, let it die down, and let the case go cold. Because they, the FBI may have some friends over in the foreign, over in Mexico. I mean, who knows? But it definitely don't seem like to me that they are working on the side of the family and getting Shanquella justice. It looks like to me that they are taking their time with everything. They have not arrested this person. So we can at least begin the process of extradition. How is it a warrant out for somebody and you haven't yet to go pick them up, but you have went to interview the other suspects who don't have a warrant out for them? It just seemed ridiculous to me. And it seemed ridiculous to me because I know somebody gonna say in my comments, like, well, I believe that they have her, they're just hiding her. That's ridiculous, y'all. They don't have, once they got you in custody, this is like legal proceedings. This is law. Once they have you in custody, they don't have to be private about it, especially if it's a high publicized case. Just like the news of the warrant went out and spread it around, the same thing with the news of her capture. It will, if or when they finally capture her, it will be something that will be broadcasted about, and everybody will hear about it and know about it. And it will be some kind of proof, some type of visual proof that we'll have that she is arrested. And not arrested for Shanquella's murder, because I do understand there's so much that comes before that. I understand that there's a court proceeding that may take place. I understand it. I get that now. I didn't get that before, but I get that now, that there's a court proceeding that has to take place. I get all of that now. But again, let's at least go into phase one. How about that? We have yet to even begin the process of an arrest. And that scares me, y'all. I can't lie. And I know a lot of people may say, well, they may not be moving fast enough for you. Well, I'm going to ask you this question. How long do they have to move? How fast do they have to move for you to be content? Do you have a time frame that you giving them? I'm giving them a few months. I'm giving them a few years. I mean, because I'm pretty sure everybody do. And so for me, like I said, if I saw that somebody was in custody and they were actually behind the scenes trying to build a case, or we had some type of wind of some type of court proceedings to have her extradited, like, then that would be fine. But we haven't even begun the process to have her extradited back to Mexico. And that saddens me, y'all. So I just wanted to bring that to you guys. Let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments. If I said anything that was wrong, off, or whatever, go ahead and drop it in the comments. Let me know. Let me know what y'all think, because me, myself, personally, I think that the FBI and I think that the FBI Mexico have so much dealings when it comes to high profile cases, when it comes to drugs, when it comes to money, when it comes to stuff like that. But they so entangled in that because it benefits them to do hella drug busts. It benefits them, to work together and try to knock down some of the cartels and knock down some of the organized crimes and things like that. I just don't feel like Shanquella case is the number one priority for them. I can't be wrong, but that's just my opinion. And that's my feelings. But I pray that I am wrong. And some arrests will be coming soon. Some more warrants will be coming out. And that they put this case to the forefront. I just don't see it happening right now. And I don't know if we ever see it happening, to tell you the truth. But I am going to do a video. Be looking out for it. And it's going to be my my belief as to if this was something that just happened or if this was a premeditated attack. And so this is just so we can have that kind of discussion, keep her name alive, and just try to figure out within ourselves as to what could have possibly went wrong, what could have happened. and not just sit around and just wait on people to feed us information, but us to do some digging ourselves, okay, and use our own mind and do some digging ourselves. And like I said, this is definitely a way to keep talking about Shanquella and keep talking about the case until they actually make a move and take that first step towards the extradition process. But anyway, you guys, it's your girl Malika. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you got a YouTube channel, share this video on your YouTube channel, share it in the groups or whatever the case may be. Get the information out there, and I will hear from y'all back. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Bye. Love you guys.